Hey guys, so coming to you today to work on the 2008 Lincoln MKX. If you're having problems with your AC system, such as you're driving and maybe making left turns and notice a swashing type sound behind your dashboard on possibly the passenger side or throughout the dash, sounding like water moving around while your AC's on, that could be your AC drain plug. And what happens is sometimes dust or cobwebs or debris can enter the plug through the firewall, or they can just happen to plug up the AC system from dust and stuff through the vents. That'll cause this blockage, and that will cause that swashing type sound of water behind your dashboard. Another thing it can do is also create a lot of mold and bacteria, which can in turn cause a bad odor inside the car, and if you leave it for too long, that can also be harmful to your health because you're inhaling all that stuff. So what we're going to do today is go ahead and try to drain out the AC plug on this vehicle and see if we can clear out the water. Basically, as your AC is going, the condenser will produce water and it should drain out of the plug, and when it doesn't, this is the type of problem that you'll have. So we're going to go ahead and try to pull this plug, see if we can get it to drain out, and then I'm going to also spray some Lysol through the vents to be able to hopefully kill some of the smell as well as any bacteria or mold that may be in there. So some of the things we're going to be using, the best way to do this is if you have an air compressor. However, not everybody has that luxury or has one available to them. So the next best thing you can do is just get some regular computer duster cleaner, you know, that compressed air in a can, and you can use this to try to blow out the plug. Now in the plug, and Tony, if I could have you just come over here and kind of take a shot down there. I don't know if you could zoom in or not and see where that hose is, but in that plug you want to basically spray the compressed air into the tube going downwards, and that should flush it out. You don't really want to spray it in the opposite direction going up through the tube, because that can push the dust back and you can experience the same thing all over again if it reclogs. Sometimes you may have to, but it's not really recommended. That's kind of like a last resort thing that you want to do. So we're going to go ahead, I'm going to get down in here, I'm going to disconnect this tube there that connects to the AC drain plug, and you should have either a small container or a cup or something, because remember, this water could be plugged up and backed up in the system, so when you pull that hose, it may drain water out of there. So having a cup or something is probably a good idea, or some sort of a small pan to be able to catch that. So I'm going to get down in here and see what, if anything, comes out, and then we'll go ahead and pressurize it and try to blow it through, see if we can clear that out. And then some of the following steps you want to do afterwards is, if you had experienced any water leaking on the passenger side carpet or by the driver's side, you may want to get some carpet cleaner or upholstery cleaner and try to clean it up. This way you don't have that additional mildew smell just baking in the summer heat. All right, so let me get down in here.
Turn around that side.
What I'm gonna do is go ahead and loosen this tube here, and I got a cup close by, so as it comes out, okay, well, I got no water coming out of there, so to me that leads me to believe that it's probably just in the main line, which is a good thing. So let me get a towel or something. Beautiful. And what you want to do is, as you're trying to put the pressurized can in there with the straw, you notice that obviously this is a very small straw. The line there is a much thicker, so you want to try to like cup it as you're spraying it through, using a towel or something to help create that pressure. Otherwise, you're not going to have a lot of pressure. So get down in here. Just wrap this towel kind of around, slide that and so create some pressure. And just get in there and spray really good.
Heard something.
Take a look underneath. Now, if there's a lot of water buildup, you should. You can see water dripping underneath. Still the plug's in here, so I'm gonna spray some more.
Nothing yet.
It's so hot out here in Vegas, I wouldn't be surprised if it all evaporated already. But get up in there. And again, if you're using a compressor, you'll get a lot more pressure through there. I don't know, that's kind of odd. I expected a lot more water coming out of there. And again,
out of there?
There's very little water leaking out of the tube itself. Again, I don't really recommend doing this, but I'm gonna just spray a little bit just to see if any water comes back out. Get this in here. Got a little bit of leakage out of there. Okay, we got drainage. So it was the back pipe. There it is, all that water coming out. I don't know if you could see that.
Oh yeah. Oh.
But all of that water
filling up.
is filling up quite rapidly and getting all over the place. Let me get this top of the towel and dump this out. Ew, look at all that crap that's in there. That's all build up dust and crap and whatever it is. But at least I know what it is. And at least I cleared that out. And just let it drain out. So in my case, it was the upper part of the hose that was clogged, and as soon as I sprayed a little bit in there, again, you don't want to do excessive, but just to give it a little pressure, and whatever was in there that was stuck came out, and voila, all that backed up water that was swashing around and stinking up has came out. And I think we're fully drained now. Dump that out. And that's really all there is to it. There's really not much to this job. It's very simple, although a lot of mechanics out there, if you take it to a shop, unfortunately there's a lot of unhonest mechanics who will tell you anything and will charge you up the yin yang. And usually any of those shops are going to charge you at least a minimum of 2 hours labor, regardless of what work they're doing or how fast they're doing it. And that's aside from parts. So this is a quick, easy fix. Again, took me no more than what, 5 minutes at most, maybe, just to do the main part. And of course, you still want to clean your carpet, and I'll show you those things in just a second. And another thing is also spraying with some sort of disinfectant in case there was any kind of bacterial buildup or mold. That'll, you know, help from you inhaling that stuff. It may not make it perfect, but it should kill some of it with the Lysol spray. So I'm gonna go ahead and connect my hose back up here to the main line of the drain plug. Get that back on there. Very easy job to do. And as you notice, all you do is you peel the carpet back on the driver's side. Again, this is a 2008 Lincoln MKX, and it should be exactly the same for the Ford Edge. Very same situation as far as where to locate stuff and how to do this. So again, you just access it here, you pull that little hose, spray it out, as you saw all that water that filtered out in that cup, and then you plug it back in. I'm gonna go ahead and set the carpet back in, and then next I'm going to go ahead and we're gonna spray with some Lysol, and then after I'm done with that, then we will do the carpet clean. All right, so just a second here. Got the carpet put back, piece of cake. All right, and we're gonna step out to the front of the vehicle And I'm gonna show you where to spray that Lysol and what to do with that. As you see, got some regular Lysol here. You're gonna have the engine turned off when you do this. All right. What you want to do, right up in here, this part here filters air through that will go through the vent. So if you spray this Lysol in this area here, eventually, after spraying this, you get in the car and give it about a few minutes, let it settle, and then after that, go ahead and turn on your AC on full blast and just let it run for a few minutes, and you should start noticing a nice smell in there. But the main purpose of why I want to do this is, again, you have water buildup. For me, it's been sitting for about a week in there, maybe a week and a half, that I've had this issue that I've noticed. And you know, if there's any kind of mold or bacterial buildup, I want to try to kill that, because I don't want myself or my wife inhaling that, or anybody else I have in my vehicle. So again, I'm going to just take the Lysol spray, regular Lysol spray. I'm just going to spray up in there. And it's just on the passenger side. You don't have to do the driver's side, because your glove box, your cabin air filter, all that stuff is on your passenger side, right behind the glove box. Again, get a good spray in there. All right, that's a good spray. I'm gonna just let that set for a few minutes. As far as the carpet cleaning goes, now when this all happened, there was some water that had leaked through somewhere and got on the passenger side carpet. This is common, it does happen, especially with this particular problem. And my wife had noticed it and mentioned it to me. So what I got here is some Blue Coral upholstery cleaner. I like this because it has the odor eliminator. It has a really nice fresh scent and it cleans really good. So what we're gonna do is, first I wanna make sure that the Lysol had went through fine. Lastly, with the spray, all you do is just take off the cap, shake up the can really good, and the area of the carpet, you're just going to go ahead and spray it on the carpet. It should be like a foam like such. You can see that, it's white foam. Let it set on there, and then it comes with the applicator brush. You're going to rub in a circular motion that helps lift any of the dirt and stuff that's in there, any grime, and give it a good cleaning in that. And then afterwards you can wipe it dry with a towel or something and let it air dry. And that should help as far as any of the water that leaked on the carpet previously, if it settled in, that you don't have that stinky mildew smell every time you get in the vehicle, especially when it's hot outside. It's even stronger, really bad, and you don't want to inhale that stuff. All right, so I'm gonna get back on the driver's side.
You have any suggestions on where to get that Blue Coral?
Actually, yes, you can get it at any, pretty much anywhere. Walmart, Target. I got that one at Target, but you could get it at Walmart, Target. You could probably get it at even the auto parts stores like AutoZone or Raleigh, any of those places. Most places carry it, but I had particularly got mine at Target. As far as the computer air duster, this one I actually got at Staples. It's pretty pricey though. They're $12 a can, but it is a 10-ounce can. You can get them on Amazon for about $7, but they're usually about 3.5 ounces. Or you can get them at Walmart or other stores, as long as they have it in stock. Unfortunately, the stores I went to, nobody had it, so I had to go to Staples at that point because I needed it for this video and for this project. But you can get them anywhere. It's just your basic computer compressed air can that you use to clean like a keyboard or anything. And definitely make sure that you have the straw with it. If you don't, inspect the can before you purchase it, in case sometimes these things fall out. But you will want that, even though it is a smaller connection to the plug. It just helps you get a little bit deeper in there. As far as Lysol, you could get that anywhere, any grocery store, Walmart, Target, any of that stuff. So these are products that are very easy to access and get, and they're not that expensive. The Blue Coral upholstery cleaner, I think I paid $4.99 for at Target. Again, this can I got at Staples of the compressed air can for a computer cleaner. I paid $11.99 for this at Staples. and I already had the Lysol, so I didn't have to purchase that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start up the vehicle now. It's been a couple minutes, and I'm gonna turn the AC on full blast. I'm gonna let it run for a few seconds and just check the vents and see if you can smell anything coming out of the vents. So as it's blowing right now, I'm still having that really bad stinky smell that was in there. I might have to spray a little bit more of that Lysol. I don't know if it's just still clearing out, especially since I just cleared out the plug from all that backed up water that was stuck in the AC drain plug. So just be careful too when you first turn on your AC. A lot of dust and stuff may blow out. It's all in my eyes, fortunately. But yeah, it's just gonna probably take a minute to run and get that filtering through the system. I'm gonna go ahead and while the engine's running now, since I have sprayed some, I'm gonna go ahead and spray a little bit more Lysol in there, so this way it can maybe filter through and get to cabin air filter area. So give me just a second. Getting a little better, but it still has that odor. Now, with the Lysol spraying in there, you may have to do it a couple times, especially since it's been really hot outside. You know, I'm in Vegas. Vegas weather's been like 107, 108 degrees, and sometimes even higher. And so that'll dry stuff out, and it makes it harder to get some stench type smells out. And that's why I wanted to go the extra step with cleaning the carpets and spraying everything, just to try to give it its best chance of getting clean and smelling fresh, because that odor that sits up in there from the water buildup it's really bad. But it's clearing out a little bit. I don't smell the Lysol very strong, but that mildew smell that was coming out the vents when I first turned on the AC is kind of subsiding now. Can you smell it?
A little bit. I would say it also is a recommendation that for the smells, your air cabin filter, you could always add Lysol to that, as
right.
well as
one of these, you know, any scent that you like, obviously, and put that on top. And I plan to do that, and that'll just kind of help until it gets enough chance to really kind of clear out of the system.
right.
All right. So let me go ahead and I'll let this run for a few minutes, and I'll go ahead and get started and showing you guys the carpet.
I smell the Lysol.
You smell it a little bit?
I can smell the Lysol.
Yeah, it's starting to come through. It just takes a little while to really get up in there. And again, it's not going to smell perfect at first, so you may have to repeat the Lysol step maybe 2 or 3 times. As you see, I did it twice, and if you do it 2 or 3 times, that'll probably help.
What are you gonna do right now?
So what I'm gonna do, I could feel this carpet all under here. There's different wet spots. You can even see the wet spots there on the carpet from where it was leaking.
Yeah, got it.
So that's why you want to do this, because otherwise, even with doing the Lysol, you're still gonna have a stench because you didn't do the carpet. So you want to make sure to do both. So I'm gonna give it a healthy spray. Kill anything that's on there as far as any stinkiness, mildew, bacteria, and at the same time it's going to make the carpet smell nice. definitely want to get the carpet right up in here, anything underneath that glove box area, because that's where it most likely dripped the most. Give it a real good spray, and of course underneath the mat. If you take the mats out, it's probably the best thing to do. But being a little lazy. Alright, I'm gonna spray it really good.
Go around the outside. Scrubbing out this bottom part. Just get you any kind of terry cloth towel. Give it a good rub and work it. Circular motion works best. You could also use the cap, like I said, to scrub into it. To help lift anything as well. You don't want this stuff stinking. Definitely do not want that mildewy smell out here in Vegas. Too hot.
And once it's in there, it's really hard to get out. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't take that extra time to do this stuff. And if they're well off, half of them tend to junk their cars just because they hate the smell that's stuck in there.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with the cars. If you're too lazy to do it, pay a guy like me to do it. I'll do it. We all gotta get our hustles.
It's just worth it in the end to avoid that mildewy smell.
Definitely. As you can see behind you, I got my fan hooked up to help me out, keep me cool out here. And I have it hooked up to my Go Power Plus portable device there. It can also be charged with the solar panels. And that little thing is coming in handy. And I plan to do another video on that real shortly, as far as some more tests I'll be running on the machine itself to see what it can handle. Again, it's not made for heavy appliances or anything, just small stuff like fans like that. But that's another video. Alright, I think I got the carpet down there pretty good. Now we'll go ahead and get this mat, wipe off some of this excess water that's on here. Get it off with that spray can. Carpet for the mat. Get that one good spraying. Excuse my ride, it is filthy. I haven't washed it yet. Gotta do that here the next day or so. But for the purposes of the video, it really doesn't matter.
And if you never lived in Vegas, you could wash your car yesterday and like 2 hours later, it's dirty.
True. Plus, I'm hearing that this week we're supposed to have rain, 30% chance all week. So
All week.
why spend the money at this point? Wait till after it's gone, and then I'll shine it up.
Monsoon season.
It's probably good to start off with the brush. Oops. So you get a good scrubbing of the carpet to lift the fibers and any dirt and stuff that's on there, rather than just using only the towel. Just helps lift some of that grime up. Actually works really good as far as cleaning as well. So if you do have stains or stuff on your carpets or mats, not only has a good smell to it, but it does clean very well. That's why I personally like it. That's, again, a blue coral upholstery cleaner. Alright, I think we're good. Of course, after 24 hours, I'm going to check it again and just see if I still see any that have any of that bad smell in there. So I'll probably spray some more Lysol in the vent, then maybe take a second run over the carpet with the upholstery cleaner. But I think for the most part, I think we're good. Obviously, was able to drain out that water from the AC plug, as you saw, which is exactly what was causing the swishing noise of water. And you'll usually hear it right behind here. And usually when you're making left turns is when it's the most noticeable. At least that's when I notice it the most, is whenever I make a left turn, it's like the water would shift and you hear it. It'd either drip down here, you smell a bad odor coming out the vents. And I think we're good now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and stop the video here. We're gonna go on a test drive real quick, and I'm gonna make a couple left turns as I'm driving and just make sure that it cleared everything out, or if I notice anything else. All right, so if you want, you could go ahead and stop the video. Okay. All right, so just got back from the test drive, and sure enough, everything seems good. No more sloshing sound of no water. Again, the smell is going to take a little bit of time to kind of get out of the system, but it is easing little by little. So I am noticing a difference. It's not as strong, but you can still smell it a little bit. So it may take a couple days. And again, you can repeat the process of either cleaning the carpet or spraying more Lysol in the vent area up there. And then I'm going to show you another thing that I'm going to do, which is I'm going to take one of these like regular air freshener trees, and I'm just going to set that on top of my air cabin filter, just to kind of help in the meantime, so it doesn't smell so bad as it's drying and kind of flushing out. But as far as the swashing noise, the water that was stuck in there and everything, gone, fixed, complete, easy fix. All right, so as far as getting to the air cabin filter on this 2008 Lincoln MKX, what you're going to do is drop down your glove box. You're going to go ahead and squeeze the inner part. It should pop down like so. You'll notice here there's a cord that attaches. All you're going to do is just give it a little bit of lift so you can push down. It should pop out. That pops out. Set that inside there. Slingshot back. As you notice, there's the clips that hold this in place. All you gotta do is just lift out. Boom. That easy. Next, your air cabin filter is located right in here behind the slot. So what you're gonna do is there's a little tab on the left side. You're gonna push that tab in, and then you're just gonna go ahead and pull or wiggle this out. Voila, this comes off. And your air cabin filter is located right here, which I'm gonna need to get another mirror. So this is kind of dirty. It's not crazy bad, but it is a little dirty. So probably in a week or so I'll buy another one and just drop it in there. But anyways, here's your air cabin filter. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and take one of these trees. I'm just gonna set it right on top like so. I'm not gonna tape it to it. I'm not gonna do anything crazy. I'm just gonna set it on top and just slide it right back in there. And then there's little holes on the top of the vent there. So if you need to reposition the tree, you can slide your fingers through there and just kind of reposition it, because it may slide as you're putting the cabin air filter in. So anyways, I got that on top. That should help give it a fresh fit. At least in the meantime, again, if your air cabin filter is dirty, I would suggest changing that. And you know, that'll keep a lot of dust particles and stinky stuff. So anyways, pop that back in, and go ahead and put the glove box, put it right back in here. Line it up with the tabs. Then you're gonna pull that cord, and as you can see, it just goes right in that little hole there, locks into place. And then to push the glove box back in, you're going to squeeze both sides until these little corners make it through. And then when you drop down, voila. And that is it. That's how easy it is. That's how simple it is. And again, these are things you can do yourself that are not very hard and that don't cost a whole lot of money. Then if you take it to a shop, again, most of the shops, I really hate to say it, but unfortunately this is what happens, especially if you're not knowledgeable about cars. They're going to charge you 2 hours labor minimum. And most shops for labor will charge you about $100 an hour. So that's $200 right out the window for something that took me 15 minutes or so to do, maybe 20 minutes. And didn't cost me anything other than the supplies I needed to purchase, which again was no more than 20 bucks. So thanks for watching the video. If you like the video, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit notifications for any new content that I have coming out. Check out some of my other videos I have. Let's see if we pass by here. It's the FedEx. All right. And you know, just be on the lookout for any other videos I have coming out. Again, I will be doing some more videos either on working on this 2008 Lincoln MKX, or there may be videos on my Go Power Plus solar electricity panels and generators, or just anything else that I come up with. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Again, give a thumbs up if you like the video, and we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks, Tony.
No problem. We out.